Charles Hoskinson comes out with bullish news for Cardano and price hasn't even moved? Well, what could this mean? If you want to know more, stick around. Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Sean and I will never, ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort. To get in touch with the real Mango team, make sure to join our official Discord chat using the link in the description below. Stay safe out there, and remember, do it Mango. And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Cardano analysis video. On today's agenda, we will first be starting off with that Mango dashboard, and then we'll be getting on over to the charts. However, let's first address the big elephant in the room, which is, well, yesterday Charles Hoskinson came out in a video telling people that I believe the Africa news is confirmed, right? Cardano's partnership with Africa. Now, usually in a thriving bull market like the one we're currently in, when there's bullish news that gets released, price normally reacts off of that news in a positive manner. If it is bullish news in a thriving bullish market, we actually see that continuation to the upside. We actually see market participants get in to the underlying asset. Now, we did not see that for Cardano, okay? Even after, now what, it's been a good, at the very least 12 hours since he released that piece. Now, price is still very much in its range. I do not believe that we have a breakout just yet. Okay, now this is sort of tipping me off on one of two things for Cardano, all right? The first one being the Africa news has already been priced in. Okay, that's what it's telling me right off the bat. The second plausible scenario is there may be distribution going on this chart. Okay, now if I really had to sort of place my bets on this and just looking at general market conditions and how many of the altcoins are performing as well as Bitcoin, I would sort of be leaning towards the former in that it's already, the African news has already been priced in. Okay, I think that's what happened because I remember even when I was doing my Cardano videos a couple of months ago, everyone was talking about the African news, right? The Africa partnership. So people were already sort of buying that hype. So it is likely that that news, that piece of information has already been priced into the chart, and that's why we're not seeing that continuation to the upside just yet. Now, as far as structure goes, I feel like Cardano is still looking decent. Okay, now right off of, I'm just looking at the Mango dynamic right now. The dynamic is telling us that Cardano is neutral on the weekly time frame. We are in a zone of consolidation. This has yet to pick a side. We could either break to the upside or we could break to the downside. Now, I'm not going to sort of just jump to the chase here. Let's first get on over to the Mango dashboard and see what the dashboard is telling us. Okay, I'm currently on the 4-hour time frame for Cardano, so just a quick heads up. Now, I've picked the 4-hour time frame, guys, specifically because, I mean, we've established, right, that many of the altcoins right now, they're still in that phase of consolidation. So what we're looking for, okay, in order to see a turn, we want to see that continuation, that bullish continuation to the upside. That's when the first sort of sign of that is going to be given to you on those lower time frames. Okay, we want to see the trend on the lower time frame, aka like the 4-hour time frame, to turn long. We want to see that bullish trend change. Okay, we want to see the bulls start picking price up on those lower time frames, and then we want to see those cascade onto the higher time frames. Okay, so now as you can see here, Cardano on the 4-hour time frame did switch long. Okay, a long is a bullish trend signal. Cardano USDT as well as Cardano BTC switched long 2 days ago. Okay, and if you caught a trade on the USD pairing, you are up a good 4.61% already. Okay, and if you caught a trade on the Bitcoin pairing, you are up a good 3.58% against Bitcoin. Let's not forget that Bitcoin also sort of took a leg to the upside yesterday, right? I believe we're at 55K, if I'm not wrong. We'll go over that as well. I feel like Bitcoin is also doing something very interesting here, and it is going to pay. Believe me, it is going to pay to keep at least one eye on Bitcoin and what Bitcoin does. Okay, so now let's get into the charts. Actually, you know what? On that note, I'm sorry to sort of digress, but just bird's eye view on Bitcoin. I just want to show you what I'm seeing here. Sorry for my messy chart. Okay, I'm going to zoom into this price action. This is the breakdown, right, that we saw recently, where Bitcoin broke down, the alts followed suit. What Sean and I were talking about on the live stream is that I'll be waiting for Bitcoin to actually live over this region here at 55,160 in order for me to see a revival of sorts from the bulls. Okay, and Bitcoin going up in price is something that I keep repeating. Bitcoin going up in price is good for the alts as well, including Cardano. Okay, if Bitcoin takes another leg to the downside, there's a good chance that the alts will follow suit. Okay, Bitcoin going up is good for the altcoins. Remember that. So this is getting rejected off of this 55.1K region. I'll be looking for a takeout in order for me to see strength across the board. Okay. Now we'll get on over to Cardano USDT with that little piece of information. Cardano USDT on the weekly time frame is still neutral, right? According to the dynamic. Now the dynamic has been it's been nailing Cardano, if I have to be completely honest with you guys. If I just have to sort of look at this consolidation right here, as soon as we broke down from this consolidation, we got supported. Look at where the support came in, right? We got supported on the dynamic cloud, okay? Oscillated in that range then for weeks on end. That was at least, that was from August 2020 going up to November 2020. So that was months, not even weeks. So we did that for months until we actually broke the dynamic to the upside. The break also lined up with the trend turning bullish. And then we had that beautiful, beautiful run to the upside. Right, now notice what's happening here. Okay, we have now officially turned neutral on the dynamic, telling us that, hey, Cardano USDT is in a phase of consolidation. What I'll be looking for in order for me to look for that trend continuation, I will first be looking for Cardano on the weekly time frame to start closing candles over this region right here at $1.31. I want to start seeing weekly candle body closes over $1.31. Okay, if we start breaking the dynamic to the downside, and notice how the dynamic also lines up with my weekly horizontal that comes in at $1.06. If we start breaking that to the downside, once again, candle body close to the downside, I'll be looking for continuation to the downside. The first region of support is going to come in at 82 cents. Now, for those of you who watched my last Cardano analysis video, I will link it above. I spoke to you guys about how important this range is. Okay, and back then when I highlighted the significance of that range for you, I did not bring up the cloud, right? I did not bring up the dynamic with you guys, but notice where the cloud is coming in at. So we're seeing some serious confluence in that region. Now, I went in depth with how I came up with this region of support, and I implore each and every one of you, especially if you have a stake in Cardano, go ahead and check that video out because, trust me, the confluence on this level is pretty enormous. Okay, this is a very, very important region of support. If we start breaking this region to the downside, then the next region of support only comes in at 38 cents. It is going to get volatile. Okay, so watch out. Now, of course, it's sort of premature for me to say that price is going to break this to the downside. What I'll be looking for first is for price to break the dynamic at the very least. Dynamic, which also lines up with this $1.06 region. Okay, price could also break to the upside, of course. And if it does, I have some neat targets for you guys. So, without further ado, let me give you the juice on Cardano. Now, here's what I'm looking at. Let's get a drum roll, please, and boom. As soon as we start breaking $1.31 to the upside, I'm looking for a candle body close on the weekly time frame. I will be looking for continuation going all the way up to $1.83 first. That is going to be the first region of resistance for Cardano. Okay, the first target. I think target is a more positive word. So the first target is going to come in at $1.83. Please note that when I draw in these ranges, I am also looking at the midpoint. Why do I look at the midpoint? Because sometimes, you know what, the midpoint, when there's a trend that, that gets started, and we break out and I want to get in a bid, I notice that price usually likes oscillating within the midpoint as well. And depending on where we're at relative to that midpoint, I'm able to land some pretty neat bids on the trade. Okay, so if I'm seeing that price gets rejected off that midpoint, I'm like, you know what, there's a good chance that I actually may get maybe $1.32. Okay, $1.32, $1.31 even sometimes. Okay, however, if it breaks $1.55, which is the midpoint, if it breaks that to the upside, then I'll try and land a bid on the midpoint. I'm like, you know what, there's strength in here. I can see that the bulls are willing to take this up a little further. There's a little more oomph in this trade. Okay, so that midpoint helps me in establishing whether or not we could see a deeper pullback or whether or not Cardano could see further continuation, or rather immediate continuation. Okay, so first region is going to be $1.83. That is the first target. As soon as we start breaking $1.83 to the upside, then the next one only comes in at $2.35. Okay. Now, in addition to this, let's go ahead and put on our Ichimoku cloud. So far, price relative to the cloud, I mean, it's still a bullish setup, right? The cloud is green. Apologies. Fix that. Okay, the cloud is green. We got a bullish TK cross. That we have the 21 EMA climbing up to price. How about the 10 SMA? And beautiful. So as things have sort of unfolded, okay, in this weekly candle, in the last weekly candle, we actually lost the 10 SMA to the downside, right? We can see that we've done that now for the first time since we started the trend right here. Okay, this was around that. This was last year around November when Cardano was at 10 cents. Now we lost it here for the first time, but so far as this week has progressed, we are currently living over that 10 SMA. If we manage to take back the 10 SMA on the next weekly close, I think that is going to show some sort of revival for the bulls. Okay, now in addition to the weekly time frame, guys, we did also close a 3-day candle today. Now, the last time Sean and I brought up Cardano to your attention, we highlighted this $1.31 region as well, right? We saw that, hey, you know what, Cardano might be putting in an ascending triangle of sorts. And as things sort of progressed on this chart, it appeared that Cardano actually had a break here on 10th of April. Now, this, once again, guys, is a 3-day candle. And what do we see right after? We actually saw continuation to the upside, getting up all the way to that midpoint that I just highlighted out for you, right? Which came in at $1.55. Now, we got up there, got rejected, okay, and then came back down. And this is why I tell you that the midpoint sometimes price relative to the midpoint will sort of tip you off on a pullback. So even if you caught a bid on $1.31, look at what happened here. We broke down, okay, but the next candle, we got a retest of that, allowing people to actually get out of those long positions. This is a good sort of opportunity, just a side note on that. But price broke down, we got back into the range, and our price once again is oscillating within that range. Now, what I'll be looking for here on the 3-day time frame, notice once again, guys, we got rejected off $1.31. Okay, we did not close even here. So I'll be looking for, at the very least, $1.31 to be taken out on the 3-day time frame as well. It is important on the 3-day, and we're seeing that right here. Okay, we're sort of getting rejected, so I want to see a bit more strength from the bulls. And this is why, you know, considering that there's bullish news that came out less than 24 hours ago, and the fact that price has yet to react to that news is telling me that this is likely priced in already. Okay, so 3-day is looking decent. $1.31, guys. Once again, eyes peeled on that. Let's get on over to maybe the 4-hour time frame now. Okay, and let's see what's happening here. So we were in this little consolidation here when we actually broke down. People were panicking. A lot of people actually let go of their positions. We then put in an Adam and Eve-like formation. Okay, a bullish one at that too. The measured move to which, if this has to play out, would take Cardano all the way up to $1.42. Now, that would be nice. But notice where we're getting rejected off of once again. Guys, $1.31, even on the 4-hour time frame. We took it out here only to lose it on this candle. So I want to see consecutive candle body closes over $1.31, even on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, I want to see the bulls actually start showing some strength around this region. I feel like it's been pretty weak. Okay, the one time we showed strength was maybe here as soon as we took it out. Immediate continuation to the upside, getting all the way up to $1.55. And then look at how swiftly we lost it here. Once again, got rejected off of it right here. So it's been a struggle. Okay, $1.31 has been a struggle. At the very least, I want to see the bulls actually start showing some bit of oomph, some bit of strength along $1.31. It's been a struggle for them. Okay, but so far on the weekly, it's looking decent. I think it's too early to take a bullish or bearish stance on it. Okay, what's important that the macro trend is still bullish. Okay, as far as the consolidation goes, we could still break towards either direction. Now, the way I like playing it is I usually look at the macro trend, which is bullish in Cardano's case, and I'm like, you know what, the likelihood of the break is going to tip towards the favor of that macro trend. Okay, until and unless the technicals tell me otherwise. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, I'll start looking for Cardano to once again lose this region at $1.06. We start losing $1.06 once again, there's a good chance we're breaking to the downside. Okay, that is showing technical weakness as soon as we get back down here again. If we do that, then the next region of contention only comes in at around 80 84, going all the way down to 78 cents. Okay, and that's not going to be an ordinary sort of move, guys, so that's why be careful, okay? Definitely risk manage on Cardano. From where price is at currently to that region, that's if we get the breakdown, okay? That's going to be a good 37%. This is not a bleed that you want to be sitting through. So remember, $1.31 to the upside is going to be critical, and $1.06 is going to be critical to the downside. Alrighty, now it says Cardano USDT. Let's quickly just get on over to Cardano BTC, only on the weekly time frame as promised. Okay, so this is not looking bad at all, right? So we're still maintaining that 10 SMA as support. That is strength, right? That is showing strength from the bulls here. And I think as soon as we start closing weekly candles over this region right here at around 2,321 sats, there's a good chance that Cardano could start showing signs of continuation. Okay, at which point I think even Cardano USDT might find that revival that we are looking for. Remember, Cardano USDT $1.31 is going to be your biggest tip-off. Alrighty, so look for that. If Cardano manages to show strength there, then I'm saying that Cardano BTC is also likely going to start seeing continuation to the upside. Okay, if we start losing that 10 SMA that we've so diligently been using as support, if we start losing that to the downside, then there's a good chance that we come down even further. The first point of contention here as support is going to come in at 1,800 sats. Okay, now this is all I have for you for Cardano with this. Trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.